I don't even want to stream. I want to give it to this guy. I want to kick it with this guy. Because let me tell you something, bro. I've been around all week. I want some real conversation, bro. Like some shit we can actually clip up.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly, bro. Yeah, man, Zherka, I'm a big fan. I'm gonna ask you some real shit though, like unfiltered, uncut. You know, my shit's called Cut the Shit. So,
Hey, I'm telling you right now, no time limit. Don't think I'm gonna just end call. You're gonna get bored of me today. I'm in that fucking mood, bro. Plus, we beat Abba's bet, so we're celebrating today.
all right, man. Before you said you had a military background, like in some of your podcasts, what did you mean by that, bro?
Right. So I'm from a military family. I guess I'm not talking about me being a refugee from war. That's a different thing. I'm saying in Canada, older brother, everyone in my family, or most people and extended family are in military. And why I mentioned it is I signed up for the Jericho Infantry Reserve, but I signed up. I was gonna skip the reserve and go full time because my life was going to shit. I knew I'm not gonna be fucking drug dealing and doing stupid shit forever. I was never been like, I'm gonna be so son. I've never thought of a long-term drug dealing plan. I just said I need a new life. So I signed up and finished all the paperwork. I didn't tell my older brother, so it was kind of funny when the regiment would like call him and be like, "Yo, I think you're the youngest is joining," which is like the worst case scenario for my family. They don't want me to join because I'm like a hothead. And all that I had to let go of because I popped off on Twitch, but it wasn't like I got paid by Twitch or anything. So it was like I pretty much had to like cancel the whole enrolling process. It was horrible news for my older brother. Made him look so bad. But yeah, if it wasn't for being found on Omegle and going to Twitch, I would have been doing military. But now everyone says that story is very CIA. That when you're joining the military, but they put you on Twitch. And I'm not CIA, and I'm tired of entertaining the jokes because these people dox me, dude. These people are convinced.
Really? I'm still.
Yeah, no. When I saw your questions, I knew I'm like, this isn't a waste of time. This is stuff that recharges me. Like, do you believe in that? Like, your soul gets recharged by things you're passionate to talk about. I believe in that,
bro. Man, I love that, man. It's totally true. Yeah, man. Yeah, you're a real dude, man. I think, yeah, I think a lot of people appreciate it about you as well. Like, you're raw, uncut about your drug usage. Like, you say the N word sometimes. Like that, for example. Like, is that how you grew up, or is that something you say like to be controversial? Because some of my homies like they don't fuck with you just because you say the N word. You know?
Yeah, no. I was like a gamer nerd till 21 years old and a virgin. So I wasn't that hardcore, but with my friend group, I had one black friend, one Indian friend, one Asian friend, no Jewish guy. Oh no. I'm not just saying all the colors to look inclusive. I'm saying we're in like a diverse group of very racist 4chaners. Like we didn't go on 4chan, but we'd go on Live Leaks and all those fucking fucked up websites, and we had the most disgusting attitude towards every single race. We were racist towards our own people. We were like, I'd say like, I don't want to say the word troll because they're too soft. Like we were telling people to kill themselves and shit. We're like the worst group of people. We're the nerds in high school that nobody fought because we'd actually fight. And it's not like we were tough. People thought we're just fucking psychotic, right? And it was like some smart kids. I was like one of the dumber ones that would fail classes. But yeah, so we said all these horrible words, mostly F slur for my group. It wasn't hard R, N word, or any of that. Because it's not like I'm afraid to say it, right? I'll say it to prove my power level. But we found that one cringe. Some words we'd find cringe. Now, when I started working at nightclubs, right? It was all black guys I worked with.
Right.
And it saying you guys just like I'm not going to say it to like hurt your YouTube channel or whatever or demonetize it, but saying rap lyrics has never been offensive where I'm from ever. And then when the internet shifted around the Donald Trump thing, it was like a few years after Trump, 2 years maybe, you couldn't even rap lyrics without being considered racist. And that's when I'm like, who is the one checking everyone saying the lyrics? Who's checking them? It wasn't black guys, believe it or not. They didn't give a fuck. Look at Tekashi. It was leftist black guys from college who betrayed the black community and had white liberal girlfriends. And so if you look on YouTube, who gets mad at saying it? They make like these, does Zherka have the N-word pass videos? It's always these leftist types, and they don't want to say they're leftist. They might not politically align that way, but their temperament is like believe all women type energy, or they rationalize it like that. I've never seen gangster dudes ever check someone I know or me. And another thing, I'm Albanian. There's no Albanians who had slaves. So it doesn't even make sense when they make the argument of you people held slaves and stuff. And they can't make the argument of you're using it in a derogatory way, because you will never find a clip of me pointing and saying a racial slur at someone, like pointing and saying you're this. I've been saying lyrics, and people are not offended. They're shocked that I'm reminding the world we used to say lyrics. Like, who was in Paris? Nobody says it anymore. If you go to other countries, it's not a big deal. Or Europe, US. In the US, they make it a huge deal.
Yeah.
And I think the scariest thing about this is anytime I have like an argument online or on a panel with people, I ask them, why do you believe a word will trigger a black man into killing you? That's like got to be the most racist position. I got a lot of black homies who say, it's funny that everyone in the US thinks if you say who was in Paris, that they'll get stabbed to death. That's got to be the most racist position ever, that black guys can't hold in their anger and they'll just kill you. But I do see videos of Zoomers online, in high school, or Zoomers like fighting over this word. So I don't recommend people say it. But I'm the type to get my ass kicked for saying something like you're not going to control my fucking words, bro. Like I'll easily get jumped for a word, because I'll just go live and say how much the word means to me.
Right. I mean, like everyone used to say it. Like, I don't know how old you are. I'm 31, man. And like when we're in high school, like I'm Asian. Like we hang with Latino, Asians, black people. Like we all say the N word. Like it wasn't
I think
a problem
Asians
back
can
then.
say it. I've never. The only people who can't say it is those people who you go to their house and you find out, you look at their family photos and friends, and it's those white guys who have no minority friends. You know those guys, like you meet a dude who only has white friends, white family, white, and then they say it and you go, wait a minute. If you're not ever around these types of people, chances are like you're some fucking KKK dude, right?
Man, I feel you, bro.
Yeah, so I think the rednecks saying it is cringe, because I feel like they actually don't like black people, you know?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I feel that from you, man. Like how you act. Like I know. Like I can tell you. You know, you grew up probably not from a privileged family. Like I know you're against Andrew Tate, kind of, or you hate on him a lot.
Well, let's pause here. I love Andrew Tate when we compare him to Logan Paul and the alternative.
Yeah.
And people are like, well, you don't like him because you replace him. No. When for a year I was defending him, I was defending Andrew Tate for a year on Twitch, and I was getting banned and canceled for defending him. Like, oh, he abducts people. They were saying all crazy shit about him.
Right.
When I was defending him, my position was always, why not Nick? It was never why not Zherka. And then when I popped off, then it switched to why not Zherka, because I'm a little closer to Nick. Why not a dude with a suit and tie who's a virgin that's pure? Why doesn't he lead the incel virgin movement or the red pill movement? Why not the pure guy leading the movement? Then I realized the pure guy is banned off the internet, and Tate is allowed to keep millions on Twitter, which is very CIA to me.
Some people say like Andrew Tate, he has like gay mannerisms, or he's a closet homo. And you said a lot of it is gay. You think this motherfucker's gay?
I do not believe Andrew Tate is gay. That's why I supported him. I don't think he's had a gay experience. I don't think, because I think most influencers have. I like that. And when I see Andrew and Tristan, everyone in my life says that's you as the goofier one, Andrew, and Tristan, the more serious one, my twin brother. And I see ourselves in them. My twin brother likes them. I like them. But I still don't want to run away from the position that doing porn is gay. Like when I was offered OnlyFans and porn contracts, millions of dollars for what? Just using Zherka as a porn brand. You got to ask yourself, men watch porn, women don't watch porn. It's the consumers are men. So if you do straight porn, Andrew and a woman, it's thousands of men ejaculating to him. And now the counter argument is, but Jon, they're jacking off to your streams anyway. The gay men are stroking their dicks to Jon Zherka as he's talking right now. My argument is I am not helping them. If I was, hey, sticking my tongue out and helping them finish, it would be very fucking gay. But I don't even know if anyone's jacking off right now. Sure, if you're on the internet, they're jacking off to you. They're sick in the head. But the fact that Andrew Tate did porn,
he did porn?
Yeah, he did porn. Well, he did.
He chatted for the girls. Oh, he did porn? Like,
no, he did live cam. Like, he's fucking the porn stars on
really?
live.
Oh, bro, that's like some insider info. You probably got.
And I didn't know this when I attacked him. One thing that bothered me was he made his millions off of cam modeling. And I had an issue with this because I was offered these kind of partnerships with these business titans. When I said no, I would always think about how easy it would be to get millions of views on TikTok with a Ferrari. These guys said, you'll have a Ferrari in 2 weeks. You'll own it. I said, no rental, no fucking doing content. Like, it's your Ferrari. They're offering me so much money in the front end. When I said no to it, a year after Andrew Tate came on the scene, and he said yes to all of it, and he used the millions he made with porn to make himself even more viral with the Bugatti and everything like that. So in my head, I was thinking, I saw what my life would be if I went in that direction. I was proud I didn't go, but my chat filled with people saying, you are stupid. Look what he did with his life. Look what you did. And now that I'm popping, people are like, well, it is awesome that you did it without porn, but you could have 100 million followers if you just had a Bugatti. How do you get a Bugatti? Do the porn route. I'm proud that I didn't do the porn route, but there is this thing where it stings that people say you're less intelligent because you didn't go full free market Satanist.
Okay, so you're saying okay, so you're saying he had to do some questionable shit online.
Yeah, and the thing that killed me most is I never thought the internet would attack me for choosing the moral path, right? Because Zherka's not a moral character. So if he does something, if he rejects millions of dollars in a devilish contract, I always thought I'd be rewarded for this. And I would be talking to 200 viewers in my chat and they would reward me. But when I was up 2,000 viewers on Twitch and Andrew Tate came on the scene and I'm reacting to him, 2,000 of my guys and core community were all saying, just do it and repent. Just get it over with. Because they wanted me to. Yeah, they said Andrew's boring. We want you to replace him. But the only way you replace him is if you have the Bugatti and the lifestyle. And in my head, I'm thinking like,
you got to do some gay shit, right?
They're gonna always drop on the comment section me doing something affiliated with porn, and but
you need to do right.
I don't
to get to that position. You need to do that, right?
90% of the advice I give, I actually follow. The 10% stuff that I don't follow, I platform, so I make myself look like a hypocrite. But when I say I don't, and I've never cut a check to a woman, that's what I believe is a huge mistake. Yeah, you can go. I don't believe in cutting a woman a check because they'll put you in jail. I've been saying this for 4 years, and people are like, "You're paranoid." Andrew Tate's a great example of that. Right. And this is one of my best friends, Panda. See, this guy tolerates me so much, but he knows deep down, Panda, do I repay the favor? And Panda, are you proud that I didn't do an OnlyFans contract like Andrew Tate? 100%. Because if I did, he'd be clowning me, but he'd have the Ferrari and stuff like that. Now he has slushy, so he did the contract. No. Can we find your penis online? Okay. Oh, thank God. I was never angry at Andrew Tate until 2,000 people are spamming, "You're an idiot. It's not too late to do that contract." And it's not like I stay up at night thinking, because I have brothers who'd be like, "What? You're doing porn?" And they'd beat the shit out of me, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So
wait, what?
So yeah, that's what bothered me.
Can we get it straight? Like, because we all know, like, like people that know shit about what shit's going on know that like famous people got to do some weird gay shit on camera to become famous in a way, And are you talking about like, you got offered something like that and you said no to that and you would be way bigger if you would have done? Have you been offered to go to an island or something? Like
no. I'm not. I'm saying this I'm offered by agencies. Basically, I would be trading my morals without any elites around. But what you're talking about is the ruling class. So once you're
Yeah.
at that mainstream level, there's new contracts where if you want to be around big
Right.
fashion moguls or big dudes in the hip hop industry or big dudes in media, there's a demoralization alchemy that occurs. And people are
Okay.
like, John, are you just making shit up? No.
No.
A military general's wife named Kay Griggs, she's on YouTube. They destroyed her life for leaking this. Her husband would get very drunk and feel guilt of the things he's done in the military, and he leaked to her everything they do in the military, and it's the same thing they do in hip-hop and media, and it's
No.
basically they get you drunk with prostitutes, and they're called rising stars. They look for
Yeah.
deviant traits in military
Yeah.
men. The most
Yeah.
deviant who like have sex with animals, choke animals to death like a
Damn.
raccoon or
Damn.
squirrel hunters. These people
I
who
didn't know
kill
people do
animals
that.
as kids, sexually
Jesus.
deviant people is who
Yeah.
the military searches for. Where do you find these traumatized souls? Usually these mercenaries are trained and found in war-torn countries, Haiti and stuff like that, and then they're brought over here and they go through this program. When they're special operations, they have one cold kill and a sodomite ritual they have to do. They don't call it a ritual, they just having fun, but they got to get, they're called cherry marines. They get fucked in the ass. And then what does this do?
Okay.
Apparently, a man with no ego is the best MK Ultra soldier you can have.
Bro,
And
that's
ego tells you,
anti-gay,
now
right?
that's gay. And the male ego says, now that's gay. I don't want to do that. They don't want military men abandoning their missions. So they get guys who are not gay men, sexually deviant, meaning they'll fuck
Right.
anything. Their penis is always
Okay.
hard. Like electric current of
Okay.
energy, the pro-life energy can be
You're
used
not
for
like that.
anything. Yeah.
You're not like that. You're not like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, morals.
And now, if it was a conspiracy, I always say, guys, this is a conspiracy, so it's not fact, right?
But I'm asking.
But this is what I just said is fact. Kay Griggs talks about it. Don't attack me, attack Kay Griggs. He leaked it. I didn't.
But I'm asking, like, because what you're saying is like everyone that's famous had to do a demoralizing act, and I asked, like, you know, someone like Andrew Tate, or you know, any of these big fucking zesty guys, like they've all done some fucking gay shit, probably, right?
I would say 90%. I know there's people who slip through the cracks and get
Yeah.
used. For example, if
What
the
kind of
ruling
cracks?
class meets Zherka, they'll be like, okay, this is the straightest guy on the internet. That's why he
Yeah.
sounds like that. He's so straight that he's not going to go with this ritual. So let's just use him and fuck him over. There are straight guys like I believe Mel Gibson is a straight guy who went through the Hollywood rabbit hole.
Yeah.
But I don't think he ever got fucked in the ass because I can see in his eyes. Well, I don't want to say anything,
People
but
try it. People try it.
I wouldn't bet money though that Mel didn't get fucked. I would just say he's one of the guys I'm counting on.
You probably heard it from like some of your homies, man. I'm sure you're connected with like some higher ups, bro.
Also, to give you all of it,
Know.
it's in my documentary too. They didn't master mind-controlled psychic programming in MK Ultra Germany in 1939 with the Nazis. They mastered it in ancient Egypt, and this demoralization alchemy always, just like Leonidas, just like Plato, every ancient genius or leader of antiquity had a male partner that was younger that they fucked in the ass. And there's also in occult sciences, they teach there's this thing, it is very well known, it's on the internet, there's books about this, that you get godlike powers when you defile God's energy and invert the current of the energy we get from God. What's the worst thing what's the least holy thing you can do as a man? Not create life, put your penis in the least holy place on earth.
Oh, and you get energy from that, you're saying?
Yes, so it's like the biggest disrespect, fall from grace, right? This is the biggest thing you could do against God. And so this is what awakens these dormant powers, because I deciphered when reading Albert Pike. It's philosophical and allegorical, so you have to be a genius to figure it out. But I was alone for weeks, and I finished the book 10 times, audio format, and I would draw comics. I would draw comics while I'm doing Jung calls it a active imagination state, which is very dangerous, this type of meditation. But I would draw, I would see what I'm listening to, and I would draw. And he would talk about the staff turning into a serpent and then taking the child. But then the child goes from the darkest cave of Brahma to Elysium. I might be butchering it a bit, but it's in my documentary. I break it down. So what is he talking about here? As I was drawing, I said the staff turning to a serpent. If we look at Sigmund Freud, the greatest psychologist, and then it's Jung, right? His is all psychosexual theory, just like generative principle, the G of Freemasonry. Sexual energy is what drives the world. That's why I believe, oh yes, you can use sex magic on Epstein Island to awaken certain demons, channel them through chanting, dance, and other things, or even sacrifice. So as I'm drawing, I realized the staff and the serpent is the penis. That's why it's a staff. It gets hard.
Oh, really?
And yes, and the kid that's entering the cave of Brahma, I realized he said entering the cave of Brahma after the snake bit his bosom. I said the snake going from soft to hard, and the word bosom, as I was drawing, I realized he's talking about a penis, and the dark cave means it's a rape ritual, but the Elysium, where he goes to heaven in his head, is the kid's mind being shattered into a dissociative state. That's exactly when someone's raped at that young age, they enter a dissociative state where you can program them to do things by yelling at them. So you could say, let's say the kid's name is Andrew Tate. You go, and he's a 5-year-old boy. As he's being R-worded, right? I don't want to nuke your channel. He goes into a happy place where he thinks it's a good thing what's happening to him. And he's kind of like in a trance where his brain is not there anymore. It's trying to protect him because the people who are supposed to protect him are harming him and R-wording him, so he can't fathom the trauma. Now, as he's in that state, you can yell, Andrew, get up, in a vicious voice. And now, even if 20 years pass and it feels just like a bad dream, this child could get a phone call, and the phone call can trigger him into that trauma state. It could say, Andrew, shoot up this place. And you can program him to light that place up. So that's how they get away with, I don't want to get killed. I'm not suicidal or anything. But how they get away with these child soldiers never leaking what they're doing, never leaking operations or school operations or whatever, is because they don't remember they did them. They're vague dreams that are suppressed, but they're really being programmed to commit terror.
Dude, that's crazy, man. And it's crazy that you said it like that about Andrew, and the fact that you said you don't want to get killed.
Now, I don't know if Andrew Tate is CIA, but I noticed
Andrew Tate CIA, bro. Come on, I see for you, bro.
No, but when I say I know something, it means I'll defend it 100%. So I don't believe Andrew Tate's CIA 100%. I would say 80%, or maybe even 50%, where he literally is. He'll talk to them, but he doesn't know who they are. They're tricking him. But his father was CIA. He's intelligent. He's intelligent, so I know he knows. They definitely tapped in with him. They tap in with Joe Rogan or anyone at the front of media. He's, in my opinion, I wouldn't debate it because I'm still collecting information. But think about it: Tucker Carlson, Alex Jones, Andrew Tate, all three of them. All three of them are afraid to JQ. There's certain topics and race demographics they're not allowed to talk about unless it's some culture war shit that's vague. They all avoid the same elephant in the room. They all had fathers in the CIA, and the CIA scouts them young. And they always pick why the CIA likes to pick into family is because you have someone you can lose, so you have to listen to them. Like if I was working with the CIA and I had a son, he would be like enrolled into these kind of programs. He wouldn't even know he's CIA. We just send him to certain courses to learn things. But the CIA would literally be like, how's your boy? How's this? Just like when I worked in nightclubs and the Hells Angels and all the gangsters would drive by to the police chiefs' houses while they're having barbecues. And they would say, yeah, your boy he's great at football at the clubs. And the police chiefs who are scanning IDs and looking for homicide, like they're checking bar watch system of who's killed someone, stabbed someone, but got away with it. And they still go to clubs and party because they get away with everything in my city. It gets very violent at 3 a.m. But now the police chiefs, their sons' names would be known by all the gangster bosses. That's why the police chiefs, when they came to my nightclub and I would be head doorman, they'd say, Zero, what's the capacity? And I'd be like, because we'd have code names, right? So they'd be like, Zero, what's the capacity? And I'd be like, yeah, capacity, we got 900 people in there. It's bar/club. It's like a big place. They would talk to me for 45 to 1 hour while I radio that the police are here in front of them, right? So I'd be like, we got the head chief here, we got RCMP or whatever. Now, when I radio in front of them, it's signaling to all the security guards inside that all the guys who make us money, all the mafia guys, mafia type bosses, Hells Angels, immigrants, Somalis, whatever, we would go to them and say, hey, you spent $10,000, $20,000 at our club. There's a warrant for your arrest, and the police are now scanning IDs. Why would it take 45 minutes? If I was a police officer, I would just rush in there. I wouldn't rush in there. I'd just walk in there and start checking IDs. Nowhere to run. They wait 45 minutes and do this small talk conversation because they're really telling us, please, for the sake of my family, warn the gangsters that we're here. Tell them to leave through the back door, and they can come back when we're done searching. Now, when they enter the club, they don't go to VIP and the gangsters. They start searching people's IDs at the front of the door where there's like 20-year-old college students that don't have money. And they work their way. So by the time they get to the back, everyone is gone. And some of these gangsters would literally sit there and never have their IDs checked. And they'd be like, I don't want to leave Zherka. And the police officers would be sweating because they know the young police officers aren't allowed to check the IDs. The mature ones are doing it. Why? Because the mature ones know these guys know their whole family and everything. And that's how corruption works. I can be the most righteous man on earth. Jesus for life, Jesus. If you send me a picture of my mom's house, I will never say Jesus gang again because I'm not risking my mom being abducted.
Yeah. And that's part of your thing, right? Like you converted to what, Catholicism?
Yeah. So I was going to church for a couple of months every Sunday, and now I stopped. I've been really horrible. But yeah, converted to Catholic for more political reasons than anything. I tried doing it the Christian way, the purity run, when I wasn't even a Christian. I was just reading. I did 1 year and a half of celibacy. I did till 21 years old. I was a virgin. 1 year and a half of celibacy when I was 24. No, it was easy because it was COVID lock. I just made 20-hour streams a day to distract myself and use that sexual energy. But now check it out. None of that worked. That Christian life for me didn't work. I'm not saying the celibacy it was super effective. I should be doing it right now.
Retain gang, bro. Retain gang.
But I'm so practical that I go, look at my generation. Who do I have to blame? Let's look at the Zoomers too. I blame the boomers. And now, who am I blaming in particular? The Christian boomers that said, get a wife and kids and do it the right way. It doesn't work. That's why I'm around bitches, Ferraris, and I'm Bruce Wayne. Because it gets the views. When you get the views, you have influence, and you can turn the youth. And here's the weird thing. A lot of people would be like, Zherka, there's no way you could defend this. You're too intelligent to defend this argument. And here's what I have to say to them. Yes, I am undoing thousands of years of the papacy and everything they taught us, but I am way too old to risk. Shut the fuck up. Good. I am way too old to do it their way because their way brought us here with transgenders in our churches. So I said, you know what? Imagine there's a good Christian dude competing with Andrew Tate. The youth are going to click on the Bugatti. They're not going to click on the fucking young Christian kid. Only Nick could do it, but Nick is nuked. So I said, if Zherka does a suit and tie, pure Christian life right now, is he really going to get us to where we want to be? And what is the ultimate goal? The ultimate goal is I want my movement to be virgins. The youth get virgin wives. That's the only thing I want to be remembered for is if I don't even, it's not about completing the mission. It's that I want history books to say that guy spent his whole platform, life, energy saying it's unfair that men don't get virgins, no matter how much money or how hard they work. No matter how much money we have, no one's entitled to a virgin. And I think if everyone got a virgin, they don't even have to be that attractive. It would fix all the problems in society.
Because you get a certain type of love from a virgin. But how long have you been like into the Christianity or what Catholic thing? How long have you been into that?
I've been a Catholic for a couple months. So right when I landed on Fresh and Fit, I would say on Halloween,
right?
On Halloween last year, so last year I spent my money that I was making 20,000 a month. I had a kind of like crisis. I didn't know what to do because I said I could make 20,000 a month, but I need to lead an army or else I'm going to off myself in a video game. I need to have meaning to my life. I need to work for God. I can't just make money and do VR and Twitch shit or React. So I started reading about power and who controls me, but I went in depth this time. I said, I've never done books. Let's do books. So I'd go to nice resorts with my girlfriend and just read, and do audiobooks too. And then I found out that all systems of power are anti-Christ. So I said, here's my goal. I'm going to find one institution that is pro-Christianity, that is at the top, that has influence. And I couldn't find one. Then I said, okay, I want to find one institution that is pro-Islam, all of them. Pro-Buddhism, all of them. And you name the religion. Every single institution at the top has no problem with religion. Actually, even the science guys work hand in hand with the religions. Now, it's scary to me that it was just all anti-Christ. Then I started studying black magic and all this. And I said, I remember landing, and to me, this is like a phenomenon that I cherish. I landed at the airport. I'm waiting for my girlfriend's plane to land. And I'm looking at my phone, and it's just a picture of Jesus in an Albanian museum of an Italian painting. And I'm staring at the picture. It's my screensaver. And I said, I'm at a crossroads. I'm at TwitchCon. I go there and it's tomorrow. We land in San Diego. I don't want to be a streamer. I don't want to be clouded. I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be known for any of this. I want to be like Nick. I want to be like Nick. And I said, my God talks go viral, but I don't have a God. I can't pick a religion. And so I said, holy fuck, I think I'm actually a Christian. And that's the first time I started tweeting about Christ is King and all this. Then as I studied black magic, because it reinforced my faith, I said, if black magic works.
How did that start though? And bro, like, have you ever been like involved in like Freemason communities or something? Like, how do you know so much about it? Because your knowledge of it is like pretty insane, man.
Yeah, it's mostly. I was hired by some Freemasons. I don't know, low level. I don't really know these guys in my city years ago, but I lost touch with them, and they just gave me cards of places to visit when I was in the Gothic parts of Spain. Basically, when I was traveling Europe, they were like telling me where to go if I want a job, if I'm running out of money, because they would hook me up with jobs in my city. They're like Victorian guys, but in Vancouver, and they had friends who were into like. It looked like Halloweeny Satanism. It didn't even look real to me, but people are like, oh, this is where you got your knowledge. They taught me nothing. Actually, they knew nothing of Freemasonry. That's what's scary. Most Freemasons, they're just businessmen that are there to get connections and network. All the stuff you hear me talk about, the guys who are super interested like me, they know I'm not lying, that nobody taught me. I read books. They know because I'm quote mining. I'm stealing quotes. That's why my quotes, when I talk about the esoteric, it doesn't sound like Sneeko. Sneeko will be like, they do black magic and then they're wizards. I don't sound like an idiot. I literally say they use occult sciences to bend the invisible forces of nature and affect the mental plane. That's literally from books. And these books and theosophy and all the stuff I read, these books are written by like geniuses. They're not fucking Andrew Tates and retards, right? So yeah, it's all from books, no connection. And if you want to say Zherka's connected to Freemasons because he knew two guys who helped him, those guys helped every bouncer in the club, not just me. And I wasn't even tight with them. So
I'm not saying that. I'm not accusing you of being a Freemason, and
I know they are. I'm answering them.
Okay, and I'm just, like your knowledge of Freemasonry is just like, it's so expansive that
because there's
you must be involved in certain like you like it's a fucking handbook of Freemasonry, bro. Like you gotta like really like put time into reading those pages, bro. Like
but it almost This is the scary part where it's like, I've said this before, it reads itself. It's so interesting to me because
Okay.
for the first year, I said, oh, Freemasonry is kind of scattered. It's these pagan religions and this and Egyptian. But when you finish and you master what it's about, it mirrors the Bible. And people are like, why? On the altar, you could have the Torah, New Testament, or the Quran, one of these three books, but you do the initiation, rituals, and everything under the eye, all-seeing eye of Lucifer, which is Horus.
Yeah.
And what is this all-seeing eye? To awaken this dormant power, this gnosis, this genius. Apparently, the
Really?
sodomy ritual at the top, when you get banged in the ass, you go to that dark Brahma cave, and then you go to Elysium happiness, and you have a psychic transfer of electric current from the orgasm is electric.
Really?
So apparently, when you have sex with a woman, there's also intellect being passed. That's why if Zherka has sex with an OnlyFans model, they immediately say, "Should I quit OnlyFans?" Because they got my intellect.
Really?
Yes, they're literally. I don't know if it's true, but this is what I read from these geniuses. Right? They say that there's a
Okay,
transfer
energy.
happening, and so they're
Yeah,
being
yeah,
illuminated. But they're pretty much saying, if I want to keep Zherka, I need to think like Zherka. If I want to think like Zherka, I need to listen to his music, watch his movies, never piss him off. But really, as soon as we fuck, they go, he thinks I'm a whore. That's why they break down into tears. They try and change their whole lives for me. They quit whatever they're doing. Even if I don't fuck them, they try to. But after an emotional bond, I don't know if you believe do you believe in a mental emotional bond after you have sex with someone?
Of course, of course. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Even a hookup.
I don't know about that, man. Like, like I live in Thailand, I live in Asia. So, like
You got massages there?
sometimes I
Yeah,
send some money
it's
here and
interesting to me.
there.
If let's say I've never done this, but let's say for the experimental purposes, I go to Thailand, I get a handy. You know those handies they
Yeah,
do?
yeah, yeah, sure, it is,
No,
yeah.
that does feel like an equal exchange, money for
Yeah.
handy, and it's just a massage.
Okay.
But if I was to
Okay.
bend her over and
Mm.
bang her, and she
Yeah.
orgasms, I orgasm at the same time, or
Okay.
whatever, close to the
Oh,
same
really?
time, there
Damn.
has to be an emotional connection. You don't believe that?
Mm.
Even if it's
I
broken,
believe that. I believe it.
a
I believe
broken
that. I
woman
believe.
connection. She's broken, but
Yeah.
there's something there.
Right, right. So you feel like that you kind of like scarf him because you've been dancing with the devil in a
Yeah.
way, like, and you've had experience with the devil, and that's also what I want to ask you. Like, you witnessed, what do you call it, the Baphomet or whatever? Like, it's
Well, no,
real, like,
I've never,
100%.
I've never said that I've seen the horns or the devil. Like a lot of people online say that to get a lot of views and
Mm.
clout. Actually, if I said it,
You can't look at
I would
it.
go viral if I said that. But I would never lie
Yeah.
about that. I've never seen I've only felt the devil.
You felt the devil, yeah, and it's real because the feeling, like it's so intense, but like it's incomparable to anything. Yeah.
I would say the feeling of the devil, best
Yeah.
described, is your lowest moments on earth,
Yeah. It's fucking
connected
scary.
to, but lowest moments when you're feeling. Have you ever failed in life, but your mom doesn't know, but you can feel you're letting her down?
Yeah, 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 definitely, bro.
Yeah.
Definitely,
So
definitely.
you're
I
like
won't even
trading
talk
your
about it.
morals to win in life. Whether you win or lose, money or no money, you feel horrible doing it. And then you really start losing and you feel that force of the devil that you traded your soul for everything and you're still not happy. Now check this out. That feeling, I
Mm.
swear, it occurs when we're dreaming in spirit world, in dream world, as we're growing up and now. Like, have you ever had dreams where you have a weird stomach feeling of the worst devilish feeling and you don't remember the
Yeah,
dream, but it's
I
some
remember the
disgusting
dream.
shit that went on?
I meet demons in my dreams sometimes,
Oh,
like
dude, this is why
that's
the
real, bro.
most common weird dreams people have is having sex with family members or being R-worded by them or being with
Mm.
in a sexual scenario with their aunt or sometimes animals. This is the
Yeah.
demon world intercepting you. These are demonic
Okay.
thoughts. They're not even your thoughts.
So that's when the devil starts. That's when you start dancing with the devil, and it's hard to get rid of it after that. He
I'd
starts
say
following you.
every time you sell your soul, and I say the
Yeah.
soul, the way I describe it is so when I say the way I describe it, it means I didn't read this in a book because a lot of people will be like, if he knows so much about esoteric, why did he say the soul is a flame and not this and a spark? And I'm saying this is how I describe it, okay? And how I describe it matters to me. The soul is a flame. The embers that come off it is you selling your soul little by little. And then eventually you
Really?
try and sell the whole thing. So you lie, cheat, steal,
Oh.
touch a girl who's drunk at a party, then you start becoming a molester, then you touch a child, then you're a rapist. So sin snowballs, right? And so every single time you do something that you know is wrong intuitively,
Yeah.
that gut feeling is the contract being signed. That's what I believe.
Cocaine, like they say, like some people have said, like it opens up your soul to, you know, like lower energies or like lower demons. Like it puts you open to that, and you know you're perceptive to that. Like, what do you think about coke? Because that's also like, you know, it's frowned upon, and but you kind of flaunt it like in your podcast. Like, what is your view on that? Like,
Well, I'm from this Twitch culture where like one of my best friends on Twitch was Trainwrecks. I don't know if you know him.
no, I'm not really that into that,
Trainwrecks
bro.
had this whole cocaine meme where
Yeah.
everyone says he does coke, and it's like just a meme. And that meme got connected to me when I got on the internet because they're like, he's so loud. And I would say in my past, I've tried all these drugs. So they're like, oh, it's real. The meme's real. So that meme carried from my community into this YouTube TikTok viral. But the YouTube TikTok viral, they don't know the inside joke at all. So they just think it's like real. And the guys,
Bro,
they think it's
I've
real.
seen you in your podcast fucking doing coke. What are you talking, bro? I know you, but I
You've
mean, like,
seen me doing drugs on live? What?
yeah, bro, on your last shit, man. I don't want to put you on spot, man.
Really?
Like, I thought like you're okay with people
Someone
knowing you
else
do
said
coke.
this
You talk
to me.
about it all the time,
No,
huh?
no. Someone else said this to me when I was on Arab's thing. He's like, take off the mic, and I'm like, no, no, no. And I do this
Yeah,
on the mic,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
do
And
that
you're
all
like,
the time. And it's like,
you're like, let's
here's
do
what I'll say
line.
about coke.
You're
I'm
real.
not gonna say it's bad or good, or I've already done that. I'll say
Okay.
what you guys want to hear. It's ineffective. So if Zherka's at war and he's doing, there's better things than coke. Okay, if you want to
Like
be
what?
effective, for example, I got a million fucking emails saying it doesn't work for me. Adderall.
Oh, really?
Okay, Adderall works for me. I must have a dopamine
That's
deficiency.
what I
I don't
thought.
know.
That's what I thought. I knew you.
Yeah, because the guys in my Twitch would see me do 20-hour streams, and they'd be like, "He has not gotten
Mm,
up to pee in 14 hours." Now, if
mm,
you're doing coke, you would at
mm.
least turn the camera off to do a bump. But there's VODs, I think, for almost a year straight of me high energy, 20 hours a day, and they're archived.
Yeah.
I have some of them too, and I don't get up to do a bump or anything. And people are like, she must have the best cocaine on earth. Cocaine would last 20 minutes. Have you ever tried cocaine? It lasts 20 minutes.
I've never tried cocaine, man.
Yeah, no. I would never say I'm natural. I believe in biohacking, like 3 times a
Right.
week. So my
Yeah.
receptors don't downregulate 3 times a week. I'll do Adderall. But again, people are like, you're trying to say you do so little Adderall to look responsible. No, look at Zherka with a Red Bull or coffee or anything psychoactive. I become a maniac. Why? I'm sensitive to every kind of stimulant. And I don't believe in more is more. I really don't, right? That only thing worked once for me on Bradley Martin's podcast, where I was like, what if I take 2? And really what happened, I kind of
Yeah.
pressed Bradley till I like disrespected him in his own.
No, you were fine, bro. I feel like
No, I
you were just like
disrespected
talking road
Bradley.
rage shit,
I
bro.
was pointing at him and saying, bite the bullet. This is your opinion. I'm gonna humiliate you.
No, you were fine, bro. No, bro. Like I feel like you were
I
being too
could
hard on
never take
yourself. Like,
that dose again. The 2 pills is too much.
no, dude. Like I think you're being hard on yourself, and like the way you acted, like was totally fine. You know, like you didn't disrespect him. He was just having some road rage
But
moment.
he didn't know who I was, so he thought he was just being pressed,
But
right?
bro, like if you invite someone to your podcast and you shout at them, like
No, but look,
that's unprofessional, G.
if someone came in my house and started yelling, I will
You know what I'm
humiliate
saying?
you for asking a simple question. All he asked was a flat earth question. I got very fucking crazy. But anyways, to on your topic,
Yeah.
amphetamines work. However, let's stick to coke. I've been in nightclubs. I've been around a coke. I've done coke. I've done a bunch of coke and ketamine and all the drugs and Molly. I've tried everything except psychedelics for a reason.
What
Cocaine,
reason?
and this is your podcast is so good because you went right into esoteric drugs, demons. This is so good. They all overlap because demons aren't horned creatures. They're invisible impulses that tell you to lie, cheat, steal, and then you feed them and they grow bigger because you birthed them through your sin. Now,
Exactly.
but they're invisible. And Manny P. Hall, one of the greatest Freemasons of all time, said, if you could see this invisible world of demons,
Wow.
you would
Yeah.
never fuck with them again. That's how scary they are. But since we can't
Bro.
see them, we don't believe in them. And apparently in
Yeah.
the past, it was easier to see them. Now humans can't do it for some reason. But
Because of the
that's
fucking
like,
well, our pineal gland is like fucking they feed us water and shit, so they're trying to block something, right?
yeah, I
Cats
definitely
like
believe.
ferrets
I
and shit,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
But
Yeah,
to
you
this day,
definitely
there
believe.
are psychics who are clairvoyant who can see auras around people. So I wonder if they could ever see demons and stuff. But apparently,
Right.
here's my theory: the people who do see demons are the people who exorcists have the most success with, and Big Pharma has zero success with. It's schizophrenics. Schizophrenics are
Right, right,
definitely
right, right,
seeing something. They're because
right.
we all share this mental plane. There's Jungian archetypes and stuff like that. There's no way schizophrenic. Well, like, what is crazy if you think about it? They're seeing something. Their brain is still active and working.
Right.
So when you do cocaine, your deviancy goes up. You get closer to your flesh state, away from your soul, right? So there's your flesh, which is earth, your reproductive, which is fluid, water, right? Earth, water, fire, air. So earth is your body, water is your reproductive fluids. What drives motion is emotion. Emotion is soul, fire, which is here. And then the soul negotiates with biting from the apple right in between in the third eye. And remember, your brain stem is the roots of the tree of life, and your brain is the tree growing. You bite from the apple of knowledge, meaning faith over reason. Sounds intelligent to destiny, but choosing reason over faith is satanic. Biting from the apple, or excuse me, it's a fruit. Why? Why is it satanic?
Beautiful.
Because you can reason. I can sit here and say, I am Jon Zherka and I am circumcised. That means I did an operation to cut a bit of my penis off. Why can a transgender person not cut the whole thing off? I can reason into transgender. Now, with faith, you go by the Bible and say, nope, male, female, you cannot do that. Reason, I can, like, think about it. Why is it wrong? I can be a reasonable necrophiliac. Why is it wrong to have sex with a dead corpse if it doesn't harm anyone? Why is it, why is it, yeah, like, why is it wrong to have sex with, why is it wrong to have sex with a zebra if it doesn't harm anyone and it's my zebra? And what if the zebra enjoys it? Like, I just lick its asshole.
Yeah, the zebra might be into that, man.
Yeah.
I like it in my soul.
And so when you look at this liberal point of view, what is liberty? The word comes from being liberated from God's law. That's why this liberal world that we've shifted into ever since the sexual revolution, which means the peace sign, we just grabbed the cross, put it upside down. That's what the peace sign is. And then they snapped it. That's what the sexual revolution is. Yes. And now look at it. To maximize individual liberty, as long as it doesn't harm anyone, that is this liberal system. That means you can have sex with your mom when you're an adult because it doesn't harm anyone, and she has no power over you anymore, or the power dynamic is gone. And people say, well, she raised you, so the power dynamic's always there. Okay, what if she didn't raise you and you ran into her at Walmart
But I feel
as an adult?
man.
Basically, what I'm saying to everyone listening, you can rationalize anything. You cannot ground your morality in anything besides the Bible. So that's why choosing reason over faith sounds intelligent, but it's not.
Zherka, like bro. So
How am I doing?
listen, John, like I talk to a lot of people in Thailand. I live in Thailand, right? I talk to a lot of people. I ask them, yo, do you know Jon Zherka? A lot of motherfuckers know you. You're on top of the algorithm now, bro.
No
Like,
way. They know me there?
yeah, bro. In Thailand, I'm in Koh Phangan. Like, motherfuckers
Can I
know you're
visit?
here. Yeah, fucking pull up, bro. I'll show
Because
you a
I
good
was
time,
thinking
man.
why I don't like to travel anymore is I realized they could give me a hard time if, let's say, my friend breaks the law, but I go to jail for him. That happens all the time.
No, you be straight, man.
They can Google me, see that I say crazy shit, and then the process of me getting out of jail could be even longer. So that's why I'm afraid to go to Mexico now, Thailand, or anywhere. You know what I mean?
Good, yeah. But Thailand's good, like, you know, like in Koh Phangan, like drugs illegal, all drugs illegal. Like
Really?
the restaurants and the bars that
I
they pay
don't
off the
do
police. Go for
I
it.
don't do anything anymore, but I'm not like straight edge. Like if you call me a pussy and peer pressure me, maybe I will. But I'm thinking like drugs lower your vibration and umbilical cord away from your creator, spiritual umbilical cord, or just like this is kind of like allegorical what I'm saying. I'm not saying God's a woman or anything. But now
Bro,
check it out.
you preach drugs, bro. You
Most
preach coke,
guys,
man.
most
It's
guys
part
who
of your
do
image.
most guys who do cocaine and these drugs, they're actually so deviant that they'll let a girl stick a finger up their ass. All my friends who did cocaine, not my close buddies that I worked with because I'd beat the shit out of them. I was very violent, actually. I was very weird, very wrathful, but I paid for it. But now check it out. Most guys around me who were doing cocaine, when the nights they didn't get girls at parties, house parties, they would call back pages and get escorts. That because of the cocaine, it made them a lot more like I need to be deep.
And then they can't get it up.
I really don't think some of those guys who are students would do it if they were sober. So I noticed alcohol lowers inhibition, cocaine, all these drugs make you more deviant, means it makes you more gay because eventually you just start making out with a dude. That's like me and him starting to make out because there's no chicks here for a few days.
What the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, I don't, like, what? If you
Yeah.
fucked up on, well, you do coke often, bro, and I'm sure you just said you're not gay, and I'm sure you never make out with a dude.
Check it out.
You're straight, right?
Most men who do coke, yeah, I was like the most straight edge, but where did I, because I wasn't a deviant, sexual deviant, even though with the testosterone I was horny, where did my deviance go into? It went into pride and really wrath. I was fighting people and getting the adrenaline of that, and then I would ditch my girl to talk to my buddies about the fight and blah 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 and how I'm doing better and blah blah blah. But most of my buddies who were not wrathful, not aggressive Zherka types, they started doing weird fucking shit on cocaine. Just like guys who become gay on TREN and steroids. Drugs make, for example, if your girlfriend sticks a finger in your ass, are you gay?
If you do, fuck that concept. If you do,
I think it's gay as fuck.
Bro,
if
like,
a girl sticks a finger in your ass,
if you do TREN and steroids, it makes you gay, like, or it could make you gay.
Most guys, it's not that you're gay for life. It's that on the cycle they start doing gay shit because they're that horny. They're deviant.
Really?
They're not even. Yes,
they're already like bi to begin with, then, right?
And they write about this on Reddit. A lot of guys who do TREN say they'll have like gay dreams and shit like that. I had like very like violent dreams I don't want to talk about, but not gay shit. And it is a fucking weird drug. But look at most guys who do cocaine and amphetamines. Like, why do you think cocaine is so big in the gay community, right? Or meth and all those amphetamines? I'm telling you, the more you stay on one of these amphetamines, the more you get bored of pussy and you start fucking her in the ass, then you fuck men in the ass. I'm not saying it happens overnight. It could be years, but you're leaning that way. That's why I say cocaine's gay.
How old are you? How old are you, Zherka?
I just turned 29.
Happy birthday, my G.
Thank you. And so now look at this. Not all drugs, but those amphetamines, I think are gay. I think ketamine I'll give you all of it. I think ketamine's a retard drug, right?
A retard drug?
Yeah. MDMA, that's a Freemason. They have Freemason symbols in America when you get the tablets, and they make you fall in love with whores, right? Because they fuck with your wiring, right? And I don't believe it's just chemicals in your brain. Like, I love my brother, but it's just chemicals of dopamine. No, it's a spiritual component. That means it's fucking with your soul when you take these drugs. I think drugs are bad because you become an F slur.
But you do coke, right?
No, I do Adderall. So hand on God, I take a tablet of Adderall, prescription Adderall, and not prescription because I'm trying to look responsible. I've taken it under the underground too. I just like getting the good stuff, you know? So now I'll take Adderall, the 30, and I'll use caffeine throughout it. in my past, when I was bouncing, I would
Oh,
mix every single drug except psychedelics. And then I switched into only the ones that made me aggressive, which was kind of bad because they fried my brain into this.
yeah. So so for say like the audience is watching like newcomers like and they want to get into steroids or trend, you know, like a lot of these people like for pussy boys, like the Zoomers, what would you recommend that's a safe steroid for a younger generation to take
I
if
would
they
say
were to go in the direction? Go for
I'll
it.
answer it, but I'll say this. The guys who took steroids in my gym who were beta males just became more muscular beta males in the gym. They didn't become fighters.
Really?
They didn't become fighters. And really ask yourself, why in the fitness community, they all take TREN and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Why are they all pussies? If I went to a fitness expo,
Really?
why they wouldn't look me in the eyes, those fucking
For real?
bodybuilder guys, the fitness models. Why are they not aggressive? They don't have the temperament. That's why if they take TREN, coke, stuff like that, they're gay because they don't have the ego. I
Mm,
have the ego that protects me and keeps me
mm,
straight. But now look,
okay.
most bodybuilding is done by bioidentical compounds, testosterone. I
Mm.
don't want to say this one, but for blood sugar, I'm
HGH?
not going to say it. Yeah, let's just say I'll just say two. Testosterone, HGH does most of the muscle building process. They're very expensive, right? HGH, but TREN and all that stuff is just for bodybuilders. You are not going to keep your gains you do on these cycles unless you stay on for
Mm,
life. So if you're taking steroids, you got to be on for life. That's
yeah.
why when you look at my old photos, I'm
Yeah.
huge, and now I'm just
Yeah.
a gamer.
Oh, you're still fucking huge, man. Like you still
No,
look
it's
like a
because of
big
my
dude.
bones. I'm tall. I'm 6'5".
Yeah, you're a big dude.
But
Yeah.
no, if you look at my old photos, did I
Mm.
really keep the gains? No, you have to be on steroids to keep them.
But you're not on it anymore?
No, because I love hair and I lost a bunch. And
Okay,
now,
okay.
if I was to do roids, there's a
Yeah.
DECA only cycle, nandrolone only, or maybe NPP, fast acting DECA, that you do without testosterone base, which the only cycle you do without testosterone is very weird. But now it doesn't affect your penis like DECA and test usually does.
Okay.
And it doesn't have prolactin issues, and you don't hold water like that contest, and you keep all your hair. And there's thousands of people who did this cycle on the forums who say it works. If I was
Mm.
to do a bodybuilding show, I would do that.
Deca, you say.
Yeah, Deca only though, not with test. With as soon as you add test, your hair falls off.
I'm gonna look into that, bro.
But yeah, I lost like 40% of my hair density very quick,
Mm.
blasting
You
drugs.
should, man, bro. I want to ask you another question, bro. It's another subject. What do you think about crypto, man? Like, like I paid you in crypto today.
Yeah,
But what do you
I
think
mean,
about crypto? Like, it's a scam. It's created by the CIA. You know this shit, bro. Come on, like, you know what's
um,
up. Tell the audience what's up, man. What do you think about
well,
crypto?
the good answer is all my consultations I do. Like, most people do pay in crypto. I believe in Bitcoin and Ethereum, and that's it.
Mm,
And I don't want to
mm.
debate. You win, you win. I don't want to debate. Some people will be like, "No, I believe in this," and I don't give a fuck, bro.
No, I'm good. I'm
But
good. I'm good.
I don't believe in a currency that's not controlled. I don't believe in that.
Right.
I
Right.
mean, if you and I were let's say you and I were elites and we were moderators too of
Mm,
currency, would we give moderator position to a dude who is not on our YouTube channel? Would we just,
exactly.
hey, you're a newcomer? Yeah, sure. We're just going to let you do that. No, we would
Yeah.
change the laws instantly. But yeah, so is the CIA? Everything is currency wise. If we're talking money, it's from the ruling class.
Thank you. Thank you.
And remember, money is not the currency of the elites. And
Yeah.
some people say it's children. It's blood. Because look at this.
Blood?
You can have $5 billion and I can have 1 billion, but I go to a mansion party with you and I put a gun to your head in front of everyone,
Mhm.
and these are the most deviant guys who R word each other's wives and shit. Like they compete, they're the most competitive at the top.
See?
I kill you. Nobody calls the police on billionaires that disappear. Police don't go to
Mm,
these islands.
yeah.
This is how wealth is distributed, is who's the most violent takes it. So it's not really
Really?
about money at the top. They can print as much money as they want. That's why when
Yeah.
Andrew Tate says, it's all about money, it's all about money, it's all about money, Andrew Tate's an
Yeah.
idiot because he doesn't realize they can print as much money as they want. It's about who's
Right.
the most violent to hoard it.
I feel like he's just a commie pawn, man. Work harder, like get on the
Wait,
treadmill, you
explain that.
fucking
Tommy
hamster.
Bond? I like that.
A
Say,
commie
explain your.
pawn. He's a commie pawn, bro. You
He
know, like
does feel like that because
he
he's
can
like,
never. Yeah.
he's giving a capitalist message without God,
Yeah, exactly. He's got the fucking
Yeah,
blue
yeah,
horns, bro. But he's not allowed to talk about who's in charge.
yeah, yeah.
That shows
And
who's the boss.
what's funny is Andrew Tate's the one guy that cannot plead ignorance because he's intelligent and politically aware. He is not Dan Bilzerian. He's much more intelligent. So
Mm,
he knows who's in charge.
of
And
course.
Tristan
He's a
said it
fan.
best. We're not going to nuke your channel, but Tristan said, "Who cares if they are?"
Dude,
I
I
said,
saw
"You
that
do.
video.
You talk about the
Dude,
Matrix."
dude, I saw that video and I saw two videos and it had like 5 million views and it got taken down the next day, bro. Like the AI converted the face into a face. Was
Hey,
it that
yo,
video?
chill,
You saw
chill,
that one?
chill. You're nuking me now. Use code.
Oh, really?
AI
Okay,
can
okay.
hear you say
Oh,
"fuck."
really? Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. I won't say it. Yeah, yeah. I'll
Which
cut it out. I'll cut it
you're
out.
gonna
I'll cut it
hate.
out.
You're gonna hate me for this, but in my documentary that I started like a year ago, it's not. There's not overwhelming amount of truth here, but there's a lot. It's
Yeah,
actually not the J's at the top of the pyramid. And
that's what I want to ask you.
you can't say that I'm fake because you've seen IJQ the hardest on Fresh Fit. I brought Nick and all that. So you can't
Yeah,
say I'm running from the question or I'm changing topics.
yeah,
I've
yeah,
already
yeah, yeah.
done it in great detail, more
You're a
detail than
G.
anyone has since Kanye
You're a
or
fucking G.
even
Yeah.
before Kanye, because we did history too and esoteric. So now look, the goal of the elites that I think is happening because I have it written on paper, like I've read it on this book from Albert Pike, who predicted all the world wars, and this is like the highest level, the Pope of Freemasonry. You know who he is?
Really, bro. I haven't looked into him, but I will, bro.
Yeah. So think of like the Pope of Freemasonry, and which is funny in the Vatican, the Pope signs when he becomes the Pope, King of the world. Did you know that?
Nah, man. Shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's a gray pope and a black pope, and the black pope has authority over the white pope. The white pope, they kind of make into some submissive type, and the black pope's called a general, like a military general, pretty much. But look into it on Wikipedia, and they all,
Okay.
which is funny, white, gray, and black pope. And now when you look in Freemasonry, what type levels of magic are there according to Manny P. Hall? White magic, gray magic, and black
Mm,
magic, which is so funny, like
okay.
identical. But now check it out. And they're not even Catholics, they're Jesuits, but they take a different oath. Catholics got their heads cut off protecting the papacy throughout history. But now check it out. Albert Pike wrote that he said, before we're done, the game plan is to bring a Luciferian utopia, which could mean this LGBT world. I don't know. But I think that's what it means. Because it's a pride-based utopia. He wants a Luciferian utopia, and they hate atheists, so they don't want an atheist future like everyone, Andrew Tate and everyone thinks. They want to bring a Luciferian utopia where Lucifer is the supreme authority, but Adonai, which they call Jesus, is still his other half, pretty much. So they don't reject Christ; they're afraid to, but they want Lucifer as supreme authority, and they want a fair, equal world based on liberty. But I seriously doubt they're building that. And this Luciferian utopia, before it's built, the last war will be Zios killing Muslims and Muslims killing Zios. And it said this war is going to be so bloody that they're both going to die. Then, when there's rubble, just like after the two world wars, they're going to build this utopia on that Hegelian dialect of Zios hate Muslims, Muslims hate Zios. They're fighting. The bloodshed is too much. It's unbearable. Stop the fighting. Just be friends. They're going to become friends, but they're going to be Luciferians at the end. So the end, I have the quote too. I'm not just making shit up. At the end, they don't want Zios to win, or Muslims, or Christians. They want a Luciferian utopia. But every other conspiracy channel says they want Zios will be the winners at the end.
Okay.
What do you think of
Damn,
that?
bro, man. Like, I feel like like you know a lot of shit, and you know way too much about Freemasonry. And I know like there's a pledge like not to admit that you're a part of it. And I'm not saying that you were, but also you don't want me to talk about this, but I think that's because you know about the rules of YouTube and podcasting and the internet in general. So you don't want me to talk about that. So I think you just
And it's
know.
confusing. Every time someone says the Jays, you have to kind of immediately be attacked by people who don't know what you're talking about. And they go, well, I know good Jays. I know that. But you
Mm,
really want to say Zios in banking that are Jays. Because if you say Jays, everyone thinks you're the second coming of Mustache
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, we can't say him.
Yeah. And I like it more detailed because then people go, oh, you don't have a problem with millions of people. You have a problem with a small group of mafia elite.
Right.
You know? So
So,
yeah.
so do you think like the Jays are in charge of the world, or do you think because they talk
Nope.
about the Anunnaki and like you think they're a scapegoat, and you think there's other like beings, or like you think other interdimensional or AI or Chinese or CCP connected with
Let's do it one at a time. Which one's first?
which one's first? Because I
Is
spat
it
out
the
a lot of
Jays?
things.
Are the Jays controlling the world?
Do the
Well,
Jays have an agreement with the Chinese with the CCP
okay.
now
Through
that they
100.
can control the world now, right?
With Russia and China, and 100%, all the power is in the Vatican, which, if you look at the hats
Okay.
they wear, they're all controlled. At the top of the pyramid, tippy top, is this Luciferian, Hegelian dialect of it's Luciferians and Satanists, which is pretty much the same evil force, depending on if you go passion or compassion, left hand or right hand path in magic. And basically, the Luciferian force is emotion. It's all the motion on earth, everything that moves, right? All the vibration. And so when you go full Luciferian, you burn up, you burn out because it's pure sunlight. But if you go full lunar, moonlight, satanic, you crystallize and freeze. And that's what anxiety, motion, Luciferian, and freezing, depression. That's why anxiety and depression is the dualistic nature of the devil that controls us.
Really?
The human
Holy shit.
only has duality of go and stop, happy or sad. Like
Wow.
all of this is divided in this duality, this free will duality. And so the rulers of the world are Lucifer and Satan, which is the same character,
Yeah.
really, but it's just a different feeling. And so now at the top, I don't believe it's bloodline elites. Like Andrew Tate and everyone says, these guys are bloodline royals at the top. Sure, okay, you can say that, but explain Marina Abramovich and how she got a Microsoft's contract and working with Jay-Z just by doing blood magic art. Art, what is art, right? It's invoking these invisible forces. Now look at this. Look at this. If a random woman like her, who's probably not bloodline, can bring Jay-Z and them to work for her and give her money and all that, think about it. At the top, it wouldn't be the royal families. Who would they be controlled by? Think of a sorcerer, the highest level
Uh,
Gnostic mage, the person who's connected most to the devil and the demons would be the person who attracts royalty to work for them. And you wouldn't change the system and just kill the royalty. You just say, work for me, bitch. But a lot of times
yeah.
the Freemasons did, cut off the king's heads who believed in Christ, and they would just completely add a
Oh, really?
puppet king. But yeah,
Yeah.
at the top, it'll always be the people who are highest level occult
And which
magicians.
is like, I don't know, like that brings me back to, in India, you have these yogis and stuff, the longest religion, these
Yeah.
people that are into, I don't know, that's what I think of.
Well, look at
I,
in India, it's 33, the sacred number, 33 billion or million. It's 33 million gods they have, which just
Already?
means they're not
Damn.
gods. Is it
Oh,
Hindu or Sikhism? I don't know. But the
yeah.
this all that
Mhm.
Eastern teachings and stuff, at one point everyone on earth was a Christian, but all that
Okay.
Eastern teaching is Masonic. Buddhism,
Really?
yoga, the warrior pose in yoga is a Masonic prayer to a star god, actually. The warrior.
Really?
Yeah, it's a prayer.
You mean the
There's this
lotus.
warrior pose that women do when they're doing yoga, and they don't know why it's called the warrior. I think it's this.
Oh, okay.
They
Okay.
put two hands in prayer above their head, and they're like channeling like that.
Yeah. Do you meditate, Zherka? What do you think of
Um,
meditation, bro? You don't fuck with it?
no, because meditation opens your mind to the world, and this is the devil's world. So, what are you opening your mind to? The Bible
Okay.
teaches us to be on guard at all times. So, look,
Right.
not like this.
Right.
And
Right.
I believe in prayer. I do pray, and I do prayers deep after a So I'll do this thing where
Mm-hmm.
4 to 5 hours a day I read, but if the first hour I don't start going and learning, then I just stop and I'll do the hours later. But if I'm feeling like, oh, this book I'm absorbing, I can explain it on my stream today and look all intelligent and shit. So yeah, every day I read. Right after my reading is the best time for me to pray, because I do this active imagination type meditation where the things I'm learning become pictures in my mind, just so I can remember to say it all in one sentence and not go, let me check my notes. But yeah, it's an active imagination that I use. It's like Jungian, but I don't go that far where he goes into the depths of his subconscious. I don't do that. When I'm ever in my sleepiest state, because you have two prayer states, your most wakeful and your sleepiest. So morning prayer and nighttime prayer, these are two different levels of vibration, right? That's why if you want to learn something well and master it, I do morning time reading about Freemasonry and then nighttime as I'm dozing off, but I do everything I can to not fall asleep. So every time I go, oh shit, audiobook's still going, I wake up for 5 minutes, absorb, and I remember none of it. And in the morning, I remember. And Nicholas Tesla and a lot of geniuses would wake up in the morning, and it's almost like dream state. They just write down all of their fucking theories, and people say something's working through them, writing it down. For me, I never woke up and wrote a book, so there's no demon in me. But the way I live is there's always a demon in me. Like it's always right at the doors.
Wait, can I backtrack? So like so when you're trying to go to sleep, do you try to stay attentive and wake yourself up to focus on the sentences that you're hearing, or you just like wake up and you stay in that subconscious state?
Yeah, so it's two things. If I wake up and I'm concentrating, I turn the book off and just go to sleep. If I wake up and I'm just like, wait, what is he saying? What? And I'm in this state, then I keep that state going for 30 minutes, sometimes an hour, sometimes till I fully wake up. And when I fully wake up, I stop. Because if I'm concentrating, it's not a lunar state. It has to be not concentrating. It has to be a soft read. But this is audio, so soft here.
And what's a good masonry or like esoteric book or something like you recommend to me to read?
I think start with the basics. Manny P. Hall, Secret Teaching of All Ages, super easy. And then if I were you, I'd go through Manny P. Hall first, or Manny P. Hall, the book is called Magic. I think it's an audiobook. That one, it gets into Satan crystallizing the mind and Lucifer burning it up and driving you insane. He gets into, basically, it's a scientific explanation of the spirit world. And there won't be 1 second where you go, this sounds like a cartoon. Like it's all backed up, right?
Right.
Because a lot of demonology books, so the demon has like 9 horns, and Freemasons never talk about what a demon looks like or horns or any of that. They literally tell you, yeah. Well, even Baphomet, they say is like a symbol, right? It's just a symbol that they don't actually meet him or see him. It's just something they worship as a perversion to God. Because remember, you can never use Satan's energy to create. Satan gives you a mirror and you use what God gave you to betray God. But you're still using God's energy. All evil on earth is from God's energy being inverted. None of it is from Satan's energy. Satan doesn't even have energy. He just tricks you.
Oh yeah, no. It's funny what you say about mirrors, man. Like that's also a satanic thing, right? When you're
so
close to
mirrors
the
are
devil,
portals in this world. Portals, yeah.
Portals, yeah. When you're in a different dimension, like you.
A lot of these black magicians who practice these arts will meditate in a room filled with mirrors. So a lot of stuff you see in Exorcist movies and those kind of supernatural, everything you see in Hollywood is sensationalized, but it comes from truth. So Exorcist movies are real. There have been plenty of recordings of people freaking out and nobody knows what's wrong with them. And what's funny is for schizophrenics and a lot of people freaking out, drugs and stuff never worked. Why do people spend money, time, and energy hiring priests and exorcists? Because throughout history, they have worked. Priests have said in the name of Jesus, and they snap out of it. Nothing else seems to work. And if that's too far-fetched for someone to believe, Alcoholics Anonymous, they don't tell you to go to science. They say, you want to get clean? Accept in a higher power, go to church and accept God. So a lot of Alcoholics Anonymous uses God. Exorcists use God. It's not just like hocus pocus.
So Zherka, like, when did you decide that you're gonna become, say, the most viral person in the world, or the most famous person on the internet? Because that's the direction you're heading, and you know that, I know that, everyone kind of knows that, with a fucking half a brain, you know.
I'd
You're
say
only,
the
yeah. What
thing
did you?
the thing that drives me most, like right now I can have anything. I did, for me, renting a Ferrari is the same. So I did that. It was fun, whatever, but
Yeah.
money is not it
Right.
for me. The money is not it for me. Helping people is not it for me. Changing people's lives for the better, I don't give a fuck about that. I don't care if you sin, I don't care if you're bad. I don't think, just accept Christ, because when I get those emails, I become more intelligent. I read more. I become better. I become closer to God. It strengthens my faith. It's a selfish thing, but when I get thousands of people converting to
Mm,
Christians, I go, now we
mm.
have a fighting chance, right?
What's your favorite Bible verse?
My favorite Bible verse would be, well, since I'm Zerk, I have to say, let he who is without sin cast the first stone, because I'm always being stoned on the internet for being a degenerate when I'm like,
Yeah.
I've cleaned up my act a lot. But
Yeah?
no, I would have to say, I will be with you always. Uh,
Oh,
it's I
dude,
will
I
be
love
with you
that. I love that. I
always.
love
Something I'll want to pick something short. Um,
that.
there's so many, bro. There's so many I have. I have. Oh no,
What
no.
goes with you?
My favorite has to be the world has hated me before it hated you. Just it's like that's the one thing you have to remember when you're being canceled and destroyed, right? That if you ever feel like everyone's
Mhm,
coming at you, they're cutting your paycheck, destroying your life for what you
mhm,
believe in, the truth, right? Jesus is
mhm.
king. When it's all being stripped from me, this quote is like, "Hey, I didn't suffer. I'm not suffering, right? My savior has suffered, and I'm being a little bitch. I have to go back to work, and that's it."
Okay. No, anyway, bro, like I want to ask you one more thing.
There it is. If the world
Yeah,
hates you, keep in mind it hated me first. I said
yeah,
this correct yesterday, but not today. Holy fuck! And I'm supposed to be solar in my solar awake state. How the fuck
you're
did I
good,
do that?
bro. You're doing amazing.
I'm giving you.
So,
I told you I'd give you a good one, right?
bro, bro. This is fucking viral, man. Dude, how was your upbringing like as a kid? Like, did your parents divorce when you were a kid, or like, what's like the biggest trauma like that you had as a kid? Like, what motivated you to have so much drive to like be, like, this viral sensation that you are, to be so real and not give a fuck about anything, and just like have this, be like a real man type shit.
Yeah, I
What
was
is?
a phony, dude. As a child, I was a phony. I would say real shit, but I wouldn't defend it. So if there was penalties, teachers would get mad. I would just stop saying it so my mom gets off my back and I could get back to computer gaming. But yeah, my parents never divorced. Oh, even when they were fighting, they said we would never divorce because animals do that. Once you have kids, you're with your husband for life. And they're not religious or anything, but they get the game. Like they're not stupid. They're very intelligent, actually. And so growing up, just a gamer with a twin brother doing my homework for me, failing every class, and then all the manhood stuff, drinking, peer pressure and drugs, women came after I lost.
RSD?
Yes, not LSD, as
No,
MDMA.
RSD.
Which one's
Real
that?
social dynamics.
Yes, yes, yes.
You know that,
All,
right? Your woman
yeah,
as her pickup artist, right? Yeah, you know that
Rolo,
shit.
Rolo, yeah, yeah. All that came when I started working at nightclubs and I left my sales job. And when I left this sales job, I was shocked to find that there's no real adults. Police don't defend the innocent, and not just in nightclubs. I started seeing how the system works, how the criminals get away. Criminals were fucking everyone's wife. Criminals had great loyal wives. That shocked me the most. That the mafia guys had loyal wives at the club, chilling with them, being respectful, and they had the mafia guys breaking the law had the traditional lives, and the Christians,
She's
Muslims, everyone
repetitive
had
and
like,
what?
yeah, it was all cheaters and degeneracy. And I'm like, wow, dude, I would work 8 hours staring at people. And I'd be like,
Yeah.
he just grabbed her ass, but she walked in with her husband and she
Oh,
smiled secretly at the other guy who grabbed her ass. Why would someone's wife smile? And why
yeah.
is someone's wife even in the club? And then when I became more like into fitness, I got jacked. The wives started grabbing on my dick. And I was like, I know your husband, so I know you're dirty. I know your husband. We're friends.
Mm.
And then I started losing all hope. And then I went very black pill quick. And then when I got on the internet, I started talking my black pill, and people absorbed it as red because they're like, "Oh shit, no one's ever done this. This is red pilling." The Zherka's hope that you can go viral and say the truth. But I really think I'm not red pill. I think I don't know. I'm not a red pill. I think the shit I talk about is so depressing. All women
No,
are whores. All women are whores is not red
but
pill.
bro, the only reason you fucking say that is because that's the content that gets boosted these days because
Really? You don't think
divisive
I mean it?
narratives.
You don't think
Huh?
I mean it?
I'm
Because
sure
look
you
at this.
mean it, but
No,
you're
because look at this.
fucking told to say that, bro. By
If
your
we're,
management or everybody's talking about the same shit all the
every,
time. It's always a different
no,
narrative.
red pill says most women are hoes, but you can still do this and go to Colombia. We're 20 times more horny, and they close the gap on cheating. That's huge whore behavior. They're never virgins. They get fucked 4 to 7 times if they're good girls. By all metrics, this to me is the black pill. And I mean it when I say, if you're not a virgin, you're a whore. If you're not a virgin, you're a whore. John, you're saying that about your past girls, your future girls. I'm saying it about every woman I meet. The only
Yeah.
people, the only people I would say who are not degenerates but don't fall into this is boomers. Because for some reason, boomers will have a partner. Maybe they're not virgins and they fucked up, but they'll get it together.
Yeah.
Now it's over. Our generation, the Zoomers, it's over. And that's why I'm like, if you give young men an activist class like mine saying, hey, we're promising you a virgin, it's not that it's going to happen. It's that's when the ball will start rolling and everyone will become Christian because they go, Zherka's offering something Andrew Tate and everyone else dream of offering. But
They say
yeah.
at the fall of every empire, but people they divide men and women. And it's like every time there's a different narrative in the media, and you know what the fuck I'm talking about, bro.
Oh,
Let me
yeah.
ask you another question. Like you don't have to go into that. You can
What
keep
you
bringing
mean
up
by
the men.
media as well.
Huh?
I
Sorry?
know what you mean by media as well.
Podcasts are the new TV, bro. You're the new fucking Fox News. Like that's how it is. Like the Zoomers all watch you. What do you
Yeah.
think about
Look at
5G,
Donald
man?
Trump. Donald Trump's the
Yeah.
first president in the digital age where everyone has a cell phone. Everyone has an Obama phone. So that
Yeah.
experiment went wrong for them because Trump's like, his ego
Yeah.
took over and he's like, let's fucking do it my way.
What do you think about 5G, man? Is that something you can talk about? Because that's like flat Earth, where you talk about all of a sudden it got shut down. You're a
Yeah.
tinfoil hat guy.
Yeah,
During
no, the way
COVID,
I see it is if it
5G. What do you
if
think?
it got shut down, I get worried. I'll talk about anything, but I worried I nuke you. 5G,
Okay, so we
it's
don't
not.
talk about it. We can talk
No,
about
no, no,
something.
no, no. No, I'm saying you can talk about it. It's not suppressed at all. Zero. If you Google it, YouTube it, you can talk about it, and it is a weapon system, 100%, because humans are vibration, right?
Yeah.
Everything is
Yeah.
polarity,
Yeah.
vibration, and
Yeah.
everything we learn in the Kabbalion, right? So now there are certain, like Plato said, one of the most important things that should be illegal and only in the state's hand is controlling music. That's how powerful music is. So apparently in the Enlightenment times, they would have like Beethoven and shit. People were thinking more with that vibration of music. Hip hop and rap, they are
Yeah.
more impulsive to like boom, 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 right?
Right.
They're more, and that's on purpose. And people are like, I don't get the business of destroying a nation. It's because when a nation is destroyed, whether world war or from the inside communist style right now,
Yeah.
when a nation
Yeah.
is when a nation is destroyed, right? And Albanians, we're the communists, right? We're just as evil, right? But check it out. When a nation is destroyed, that nation begs to be rebuilt, and you give them the money, but you charge them interest, and they're in debt forever. So that nation is in debt to you. So they're your
Oh.
slave. That's why destroying nations is the best thing you can do as the ruling class.
Yeah.
Because my dad will say, "You're a conspiracy guy, but what's the point of taking down 2 towers on 9/11? Why attack your own people?" And I go, first of all, they don't see it as their own people. It's a foreigners, right? And two, it justified 6 fucking wars in the Middle East right away, and with Project for New American Century, PNAC, and the American people did not want to go to war. You still have to shape their mind because remember, they can get everyone to go to war, But if you're willingly going, their operations go faster. If they're forcing you, everything slows down.
Right.
That's why they need the people's consent, but they can force it like COVID and have less of a stranglehold.
Yo, Zherka, I need to take a piss, man. Can I ask you like 3 more questions when I come back?
10 more, 20 more. I don't give a fuck. Let's go.
Zherka, I fucking love you, man. You're cool as hell.
As soon as I saw this kid's questions, I cleared my schedule and I'm like, oh, finally, dude. Because people are like, you did 2 days of Omegle content, Jon. Where's the esoteric? Where's the political? Where's the... Here it is. And I'm going through the details of my answers. So remind me to point to this podcast when I have to answer a question. Because if I just answer it when I'm live streaming, having fun and stuff, it's not the correct answer. These answers I give when I'm like awake, these are the ones I want you guys to write down. If you're one of those guys who write down everything I say and take notes and shit. I can't believe it. So you really think I'm some cokehead, huh?
Bro, like, I feel like that's what makes you relatable, bro. Like, cause like Andrew Tate is a fucking straight edge, like,
No, he's
private
not.
school motherfucker, bro.
No,
Like,
he's not. He's not straight edge. They do coke.
not anymore.
No, he
Yeah,
does coke. When he was going viral, he was doing coke, bro. Insider info.
but he's not from a fucking streets. Like you know, like I can tell you're from, you know, you didn't grow up in fucking. Your accent is
Well,
like,
check
you
this
know.
out. I grew up like from a refugee welcome program in the murder capital of Canada, Surrey. We went to Vancouver at a better life and a better school and much more calm school, not gangster. But think of this: 21 years of my life, gamer, grew up no gangster activity. Then as an adult,
Yeah.
and a lot of people are like, the way you talk sounds like you 15 years old were around gangsters. No, I had to, you know how you code switch? I had to
Really?
adapt the way I talk to these
Mhm.
gangsters. That's why my high school buddies go, dude, you don't, who are you?
What gangsters? You said you're a gamer, like.
Yeah, so when I started working in nightclubs and I quit video gaming and
Oh
stuff,
yeah.
yeah,
I
and
guess.
I went deviant, lost my virginity, and I panicked that I don't have bitches, so I fucked everyone's throat. I went into yeah. That's what I did. I panicked to compete because my buddy's like, you have one body and you're 21, and I have 20 bodies and I'm 22. And so I'm like, oh, really? Then I started studying game and all that.
Mm,
And so this
yeah.
whole gangster shit was Somalis, Hells Angels, and the Muslim immigrants who adopted me first, the Saudis. And I have no ill will towards them. A lot of people think I shit on Muslims. It's for comedic effect because I really love them. They guarded me. They
Yeah.
were the first people to guard me, but they forced me. They're like, "Oh, you work at this club. You pretty much have to sell their drugs for them, or else they tell the owner Zherka is not cool. That means fire him. He's not selling our shit."
Yeah. I mean, also division tactics, right? Like, you talk a lot about religion and stuff, and I think that's like an ongoing narrative with all these fucking Andrew Tate became Muslim. Like, they're trying everything to divide people. You know, it just seems like you know, like the main podcasters are in one WhatsApp group, and you got like one guy telling like, okay, this week we're gonna talk about men are stupid as fuck and get dumbass OnlyFans like in a chat, and like who should pay on the first date, you know, like these fucking stupid ass questions. Like it's so obvious what the fuck we're doing. They're always trying to divide people. Before it's like the black versus white.
Yeah,
Now you got the LGBT.
and
Like, come on, like
they
you gotta
tell
be
us
a fucking idiot to follow
they
that shit.
they tell us it's entertainment, which it is because we're used to it, but it's not real entertainment. We're just bored as fuck. We need stimulation, and they give us garbage. But yeah, I had no idea CIA creates the abortion debate or the transgender, and they don't
Right.
want people. They don't care if people turn transgender. That's not like how Andrew Tate says everyone's becoming trans. Look at the percentage; it's very low. It's not that. It's they want to see. This is all CIA operation. And when I say this is when they accuse me of knowing too much. When they want to see how far they can push the lunacy and craziness and how demoralized the public is. So when they're saying, hey, I have sex with animals and I'm transgender, they look to see at the public reaction. If the public reaction is like this, that's stupid. Then they go, okay, lock them down, send them to war, do this, do that. But if the public is like, what the fuck? We're drawing a line. We're drawing a
Oh,
line. Yeah, they're just gauging to see how crazy people are, how crazy they've made us.
okay. So like they need to keep us divided, and if we're not divided enough, and then they'll come with a
I,
fucking lockdown.
identical to how I troll people, where I go, I don't know, I want to have, I don't want to have sex with my daughter, but I have to because I want to have a child with her. I have to marry her. When I say that on podcast, I'm
Yeah.
looking to see on the podcast who is the most triggered, who believes me the most. As soon as, let's say, Amy on the podcast goes, what? I see her reaction, and then I say, stay quiet for 10 minutes and then go after Amy. She's going to give me the biggest reaction that goes viral. And then I know who's the dumbest and I can humiliate. It's like pretty much I'm saving time, so I don't have to like stay there for hours and figure them out. Right? I send something crazy like, I want to marry a transgender. And then if Amy goes, yeah, it's easy bait.
Yeah.
And I do that also with the Fuzi thing. I said, I let go of Jesus Christ. I want to be with the Messiah Fuzi tube. And a lot of people freak out. And it's really bait to see how stupid my opponent is. If they're very stupid, I know to take my time with the interview and get a million clips. If they're not taking the bait, I go, guys, I have to leave the call, and I go make money other ways.
Okay. It's funny how Fuzi blew up so quickly, man. Like how they're pushing, like, you know, like this gay dude, like all of a sudden he's the most popular guy.
He's not gay. Apparently he's straight. He keeps fucking women behind the scenes.
Bro, this guy looks fucking gay as fuck, bro. Maybe he's straight. Who knows? Like, who knows these days? Everyone's fucking on the spectrum. Like,
everyone. Yeah, no, I believe that most guys are gay now. Or they, for me, if you had one gay experience and you were super drunk, I don't fuck with you.
I mean, yeah, I've never had that, but like, yeah, man, people act gay like these days just to get clout. Like,
yeah, hey, I do it too. I do it. What's up, guys? I do it too. But the crazy thing is, a lot of these guys take it to places where they sit on each other's laps on stream and they ride the dick and enjoy it. And I'm like, dude, you're physically enjoying the comedy of being gay. That's real. That's literally real, bro.
Right.
Like, that's gay as fuck. Or I think Speed went on a date and kissed a transgender on his. What was that?
Bro, you gotta come to Thailand, man. Thailand, like, there's hella transgenders and no one makes a big deal out of it. Everyone just chill with each other.
But it's hard to... I know the trans people in Thailand are super, super funny and easygoing and good people. But do they trick you? Do they trick you? Like,
oh,
you don't know?
Like, yo, Zherka, I was on a fucking date with a girl I fought from Tinder tonight before I was on this interview, and like I found out she's a ladyboy afterwards, and I fucking skipped out.
In the middle of the date, you found out?
Yeah, her friend was like, I grabbed her pussy and I made some joke about TREN, and her friend was like, "How did you know?" And I was like, "Oh fuck," you know, she got exposed. Like, but it's hard to tell, bro. They take these hormones and shit, G. Like you don't even know.
Look, I want to shit on you so bad, but I was live. No, I was live. No, check this out. I was live with my community a year and a half ago. 2,000 of us and me could not tell. We were watching random Thailand videos, not about trans. We were watching, and so for 5 minutes, we're like, yeah, she's cute. 2,000 of us. And then the guy in the video said she's trans, and I'm like, delete the VOD. Delete the fucking VOD now. So I'm like, they're getting way too good at hiding.
Bro, way too good. I don't fuck with that shit, bro. Like, just be straight up, you know, like, don't lie, you know.
No, I'm gonna have a shirt in Thailand. I'm gonna have a shirt that says, if I don't know you're trans and I find out you're a boy, I can fight you. I can beat you up.
I'm gonna smash your head in. Yeah, man, it's hard to find. Yeah, it's hard to know.
And that's a little rapey. If they don't tell you, that's rape.
Yeah, like low key, like yeah. And they are dudes as well, so like they should get charged. But it's Thailand, and no one makes a big deal out of it. But you just gotta be sharp, man. Well, another question? How's your life changed since you got this clout, man? It must be like pretty fucking like a mind fuck, you know, like all your old exes hitting you up or whatever. Like you get stopped in the street, teenagers, like dudes, like on your dick. Like, is it enjoyable or is it like annoying, or like do you regret it or do you like it or you want to keep going? Like, what's up?
Yeah, the crazy thing is, for me, nothing's changed. So every morning I wake up and I forget, unless someone drives by and honks. Because no matter how much I used to pop off on clips and, you know, when I would even do good views, I've been approached on the street a couple of times a month, maybe, which is rare as fuck. Rare as fuck. But being honked at by multiple cars within 10 minutes of walking is terrifying, because I go, anyone can jump me. Like, holy shit. Like, and we were streaming with Heel Mike, and some guys just stream sniped us, and they're like, Jesus is king, and they just kept driving. And I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Like now when I'm stream sniping, they can find me in 5 minutes. This is even crazier. But
Right.
my favorite part is being recognized, but it's also my most hated part because they always recognize me when I'm looking like a crack kid and like I look like shit and they want a photo. So now I have to kind of like put a hat on, put shades on, and be in a character to take
Annoying.
a photo because I don't want to look like
Be
a fucking
professional.
retard. And I can't
Yeah.
secretly I can't grab a fucking model and fuck her
Yeah.
and just
No.
in the shadows, and then I'll be like, guys, I fucked the model, but I don't want to talk about it on live because now
Yeah.
they'll see me in public. They'll be like, I saw you with that girl. So now I'm being even more selective and stingy with my degeneracy, which is kind of good.
Okay.
But
So you get it.
the best part about it, all of this is for me, every DM is open. And I mean, I can collab with anyone.
Mm.
Gideon, when I'm in Texas, I can go to Gideon's and collab. I can collab with anyone. That's the most fun because YouTubers collabing with each other, who cares? It's kind of boring. But Zherka, I can literally collab with anyone and make it fun. You know, like Zherka with Gideon, Zherka with Brandon Hampton, Zherka with PewDiePie, Zherka with Minecraft Child, Zherka with Aiden. Anywhere you put me, I can have fun. You know.
As long as we don't talk about certain things, like next time I talk to you, like, I'm gonna say the specific words. Yeah, I get it.
Once you get your first YouTube paychecks, you'll stop talking about it.
Yeah, man. Like, yeah, because like you had the Men in Black pull up to you like at a point, or
I had the head sheriff in my town call me when I was years ago at 2,000 viewers. She said, "You're the only live streamer. We want you to be careful." And it was morning. I just woke up, and I'm like, "What the fuck? Why are you calling?" And she said, "For your safety." And I'm like, at 2,000 viewers live streaming, I'm the only streamer in my city, I guess. If they know if I'm on the head sheriff's radar, and it was a woman, it was very weird. If I'm on her radar at 2,000 viewers, imagine if I was Joe Rogan. If you're Joe Rogan, they must come to your doorstep, you know. But I know how it works with CIA operatives. 90% of it is phone calls. It's not face to face. And
really?
if most CIA operations, when you do a deal with them, they actually send a businessman and you sign to that business label. You don't. It's not like they say I'm CIA. They give you huge contract and they pay you through a system that they can freeze, which is usually stocks. If they pay you through like you get millions in stocks, they can freeze it easily if you start fucking with their shit.
Yeah, so it's kind of like an NDA, but like, and they'll probably tell you what things you can't talk about and stuff, and what narratives you got to talk about in your podcast, like weekly stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's what's up, man. I mean, yeah. Do you like it though? Like having this clout and this fame now, like,
Yeah,
or
I love it because I'm like an attention hoe, and I'm not
yeah,
an hoe of like everyone look
not
at
in a bad way,
I'm
but
not,
yeah.
I'm not the YouTubers that like everyone likes me. When I get the attention, I want everyone on earth to hate me. You know what I mean? I'm
Really?
so bored. Yeah, that's why I say
I don't
crazy shit
believe
sometimes. I
you.
literally sit in a room and I go, "Women fucking suck at everything," and the whole room gets angry at me, and then I get to troll everyone and make people cry. And life is
Yeah,
fun when you're like the troll. But if I was just like,
yeah.
if I was those YouTubers who are just love, like, can I get a
Jordan
picture?
Peterson.
Oh, fuck that. I love those
Yeah,
guys. Yo, you don't give a fuck, Zherka. You changed my life. You're willing to
yeah,
get jumped. You'll fight Andrew Tate and
yeah,
kickboxing
yeah,
pros.
yeah,
I
yeah,
want to be like that. I'm like, fuck yeah, that's the Holy
yeah.
Spirit, nigga. Let's go.
Bro, you get man. Yeah, I see you overtaking Andrew Tate. Like, you're
I
similar to
know
him,
about
but
that.
like,
That guy is fucking viral, bro. That guy's got him and Tucker Carlson did like 100 million. What they
I
do?
feel like he's done though. Like he ran out of steam. He's like doing some fucking makeshift video of like being in
Well,
jail, which I think was staged, bro. Like,
number
I've been in
one
jail,
reason
bro.
number one reason Tate will lose would be because of the Christian right coming back into the game because you can only
Really?
suppress Christianity for so long, promote on the algorithm Muhammad Hijab and Islam, but when Christianity comes back in crusader form, aggressive,
Uh,
radical like me and Nick and these guys, remember
okay.
Christianity is for Filipinos, for Chinese, for everyone on earth. Islam, they say it's for everyone, but it's controlled by the Mecca and the Saudis and the
Uh,
Arabs, right?
yeah.
So technically, Christianity is a worldwide
Mm,
religion everyone can take.
okay.
Everyone
Okay.
can literally become a crusader. It's not like a
Mm.
white man thing.
It's like the sides keep switching like over time, right? Like, before the white people were popular, now the black people are popular. Like,
Yeah.
you have the Muslim, and you're like the Christian guy.
Yeah. It was
man.
YouTube was the most popular YouTubers for entertainment was Asians, Kev Jumba at first, Niga Higa, then it was whites, and then blacks took over. And I really think blacks were the only funny ones. When I look at old content, it wasn't that funny, but these Kai and Speed talking about R-wording people is fucking hilarious to me.
Yeah, you fuck with that shit, man. Like I see that, and I feel like I'm too old to really like.
No, I don't watch Speed content, but I'll watch a 10-second clip of him saying, "Who gonna stop me?" Do you see that clip where they said if he was on an island with one girl, would they repopulate? And she said no. And he said, "Who's gonna stop me?" As in he's like an yeah. So when I watch this, I go,
That sounds scripted,
I
dude.
only imagine what his managers are saying, his team. They're like,
Exactly.
"What are you doing?"
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly,
So I think
bro.
they're
Yeah,
so
man.
entertaining, these guys, right?
Yeah, man. And I think you're a smart guy as well. You know, you say like the N word. Like my best friend, I talk about you like, yo, like he wants to start a podcast. He's like, no, I don't fuck with Zherka because he says the N word. And like, okay, he's already creating that division, and now we have to have an argument, and you know that's
Well,
gonna get more clicks. Like,
this is the Hegelian dialect. This is how you could be remembered even if you die. It's the Hegelian dialect of two opposites attracting each other. You either love Floyd Mayweather or you hate him, but everyone watches him. You either love Khabib or you hate him, but everyone watches him. You either love Connor or hate him, but everyone watches. Why? Love or hate. The opposite of love is indifference. It's not even hate. So, because I need your energy, I need your comment, your view, you. If you hate me, you're my money. I love you like a fan. I just don't show the love in person because I'm too busy with the guys who are saying nice things about me. I'm gonna show them the support first. But check it out. If you hate me for saying the N-word or love me, you are benefiting me. If you don't give a fuck, then I panic and I switch to the F slur. Level it up.
I mean, yeah. Um, so like, do you see yourself like in the future, like being like as famous as Andrew Tate, for example? Like, do you see yourself being the most valid person? Because the people I talk to in Thailand, they all say Zherka's gonna be the man, like at a certain point, you know. Like, even me, like having this podcast with you is surprising to me, bro. Like,
to me, it sounds fucking. I don't want to put it out there, but I don't believe guys who have JQ'd in detail go to the top. So in my head, I can't see myself as big as Tate. But if I changed it to more entertainment and it's effective,
what's JQ'd? What does JQ'd mean, sir?
J question.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
So, but if I changed it to, let's say I'm just comedy and I turn the wheel just entertainment comedy, but it's converting everyone into a Christian and it's working without too much details, then I can see myself at the top. I don't know about Tate level because that's like CIA level, isn't it?
Yeah,
But
of course.
I can definitely see myself like being next to Justin Bieber and all these guys because entertainment is scarce. You and I watch 100 YouTubers. So when people say there's too many YouTubers, it's a saturated market. No, there isn't, because one viewer watches 100 of them and knows everything about Tate, Sneeko, Zherka. So if one viewer is watching 100, there could be 10 other Zherkas and still room for me. There's room for everyone. But I believe, dude, the internet's so boring that Aiden Ross, everyone already knows who I am and took like that quick. I mean, like, the internet is small at the top. There's so, and at the top, they lack courage. So if they gave me platforms like Joe Rogan and stuff like that, I will overtake all of them. I could see myself number one.
Dude, I see that as well, bro. And also, like, I just want to say one thing. Like, you put yourself out there. You wanna, I don't know, like, what you've been through. Like, you didn't tell me. I asked you what your biggest trauma was. You didn't tell me, but you put yourself out there. Like, you're an aggressive guy, or you've done like drugs to become aggressive, or stand up for yourself and stuff. But as I talk to you, like, you come across more like an empath, or like you're a fucking intelligent person. You're smart, and I think you have a good heart, a good soul, and I think you're a real motherfucker. Like,
think about it. I come off as an empath to people I meet, and you, because you're my tribe and you are into what I'm into, you believe what I believe. But if I'm around a feminist or a regular girl or some dude who's a leftist, I score 99% on psychopathy, meaning when I say a word that makes them cry, I don't feel their tears. I actually say I don't give a fuck. So I'm very cruel against my enemies. But when I'm around my tribe, dude, like, you guys saved my life, the people who watched me, right? I was going to be working as a boss for the rest of my fucking life. Fuck no. You guys saved my life. So when I'm around my tribe, I feel like I'm around like Shiva with all the arms, and you're one of my. But
Hey,
but
go, bro.
again, when I'm at a like wedding, sometimes I say insensitive things. I don't really. I'm not empathic like that.
What do you
When around
say?
a girlfriend or stuff, so I'm a very cruel guy unless I'm around my army, which makes me even more cruel because I'm using you guys. I'm using my army to slice through the fucking demon world like butter, and so.
Mm,
The only people who think I'm nice is people who align with my thinking. If you do not agree
right,
with me, you either find
right.
me a troll or you hate me.
So you have like basically like good people knowledge. Like you can clock who someone is pretty. You can
Oh,
see through people pretty well. And if you
and
fuck with them, you're chill as fuck. And if not, like you'll smack the fuck out of them probably.
1000%. I am so intuitive that it
Yeah,
takes me minutes to figure someone out. And to
yeah,
reassure myself, I say something crazy and watch the reaction just to shit test.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shit testing, huh? The
Yeah,
pickup
sometimes
shit.
I'll walk in a room of political guys who are conservatives, and then I'll say
Mm,
the F slur, and whoever does this, like, ooh, like the word
yeah,
hurt their ears, like faggot.
yeah,
I just look at
yeah.
them and I go, oh, you're a rhino. Like you're not a real Republican. You're phony. You're the enemy.
Oh yeah, okay, okay.
'Cause if you're in a room of free speech warriors and free speech is
Mhm,
hurting them, you go,
mhm.
what brand deal are you afraid to lose? Like what?
Right, right, right. Yeah, man.
But I don't believe in saying slurs for the sake of it. Like if you're just spamming it in my
Uh,
chat, I ban that. Right?
right.
I only ever use slurs in a room of like enemies, phonies, or leftists because I want it's really like to gauge the reaction and see why the word is causing so much trauma. And you said trauma earlier. You said what was Zherka's biggest trauma? I
Yeah.
want
I
to
was
say clubbing and women and all that, but really, I'm 6 years
on.
old. I came here as a refugee from war. So my earliest memories are running, hiding in basements with 100
Dude.
family members, and then sometimes it would be 20 family members. Then it would be in deeper dungeons, and these dungeons they're smelly places, bro. So my deepest, darkest memories, my earliest memories on Earth, is running scared. That's why I'm
Yeah.
obsessed with power, steroids, getting big, getting violent, getting this.
Mhm.
Cheat. I need to cheat. I need to be the most violent. I need to learn to fight. I need to do this. I need these weapons. I need these drugs to make me more aggressive. All of that
Right.
comes, I think, from being a refugee, like a war child. And when
Yeah,
I came to
man.
Canada, I didn't even speak. I didn't even speak much. That my teachers thought there was something wrong with me. So I think I was somewhat
Yeah.
traumatized. You know,
So you were born in Albania, and then what age did you move?
Kosovo, born in Kosovo, and it's a war-torn place. And Kosovo is just Albanians, right, living there.
Hmm.
So yeah,
When did you move to Cali? How old were you?
6 years old, 1999. We went to
Right.
Canada by the Clinton
Mhm.
Foundation, who brought us there on a
Clinton
big
Foundation.
jet, stars all over it. Blue jet with yellow
How
communist
the fuck
European
did you get
Union
that?
style stars.
How did you end up in that shit, bro? That's a whole different. Or
Yeah,
was
well,
that everybody? Or that's just
oh
your
yeah,
connection?
most families
Uh,
who didn't most of them wanted to stay so they don't have their houses taken and all their wealth. They don't want to go be homeless in the West through refugee programs and shit. But my family's like, we were slaughtered so bad that my dad's like, fuck it, let's leave all of our wealth and go
yeah.
there. Let's go with $5 in our pocket. So we came here with $5 and did good for ourselves.
So when
So,
Clinton was in charge, he fucking flew over people in Korsakov.
mhm, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, man. Thanks for sharing that, brother. Appreciate that,
yeah,
man. Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. Is there anything you want to share still? Like, I think I asked everything.
that's everything. I think this is one of those that I rewatch. I think this is the best podcast I did all month, actually.
Amazing. Well, do you think crypto is going to get rugged eventually?
Eh,
Here we
Say
go.
it again. Say it again.
Just say next question. Just say,
No,
you
no, no,
think
no. Say it
crypto,
again. Say it. I'll answer it. Say it again.
you think crypto is going to get rugged eventually?
No, I
Great
don't.
reset. Great reset.
No.
What do you think is a great reset? What do you think is that? What do you think is going to
I think
happen?
the Great Reset, I think there's a lot of evidence for this. The Great Reset is going to be no more cash. They want to do everything digital, right? And we are doing everything digital, biometric, face scan ID. That's what COVID was, really, right? They even admitted in World Economic Forum with Yuval, the Obama's friend, the guy who talks about wiping away Christianity for this evolutionist utopia they want. But it's all going to be a digital system. Now, I think for the next decade, we're going to see cash, but they're going to start incentivizing. You can make more money if you just use these kind of cryptos and blah, blah, blah.
And Twitter, like X, right? Is gonna be the new WeChat where you transfer money, right?
Yes, I said that. Yes, you predicted that too, right?
Yes, I didn't hear you say that. That was one of my questions.
When
X
Elon
is the
bought
mark
it,
of the beast.
yes, and the you mirror that X and it's the Freemason symbol actually. But check it out, that was all over Twitter too. But as soon as Elon bought it, especially when they're saying he's not making a profit, I knew. I'm like, here it is. Here's the government operation.
Right. Yeah, man. The social credit system, all that's happening, and Elon's also just a fucking puppet, right? Can you agree with me
I
on
mean,
that?
the guy who is trying to put a computer chip in your brain
He's
is
a
the
fucking
good.
puppet.
That's the good guy. The Neuralink. He's gonna
Yeah.
force you to put a computer chip in your brain. That's
He's
the
gonna
guy. Is a
yeah.
Baphomet Halloween costume. Elon's not a good guy.
And he's fighting Mark Zuckerberg in the Coliseum. Coliseums used to have slaves, gladiators fighting each other. Like,
Yes,
bro, they're getting disgraced. Like, his fucking handler is making a mockery out of him.
And
That's how I
ask
feel.
yourself why they're incentivizing all this YouTuber boxing or why MMA blew up and stuff like that is not just because they're the interesting fighters. It's a top-down control system, just like they pushed Harry Potter onto us. They want us influencer boxing, MMA. They keep hyping this stuff up because it's signs of a decaying society. When boxing used to be very respectful. If you look at black and white footage, they were gentlemen with curled mustaches, and they'd say, I think I have your number. Now they're saying your mother's a literal whore. Here's a picture of her on Twitter, or the Logan Paul Dylan Danis shit. So yeah, it's decaying society. It's destroying each other. It's that destroying the West so they can rebuild into this
You
utopia.
don't want to say stage because you have some boxing matches coming up, huh?
Well, I don't know about the I don't think influencer boxing is staged, but MMA for Dana White. I don't think it's staged, but dude, think about it. They bet money. I do believe it's staged sometimes because they bet money.
You know how to fight. If you see
check it out. Check it out.
you see it.
Check it out.
Yeah.
They bet money, but think about it. A lot of times you see fighters who know how to fight. They just guard and wait to get punched. Have you seen that? In the UFC, I've seen a lot of fighters where let's say there's a rising star, they're trying to build his stock. Or for Conor McGregor, they're feeding him midgets in the beginning so they can make him more famous. They're giving him a lot of midgets to knock out, and that's all he had, knockout power and reach. So they're like, yeah, this is perfect for him. I will never argue. If you say UFC is staged, some of the fights are staged, like there's big money moves, I can see that. But I don't know for sure. I haven't studied it for sure. A lot of people,
I mean, like Jake Paul and shit, bro. Like everybody fucking knows that. You look at the comments.
Hold on.
Everybody knows that. You fucking know that.
How do you mean stage? What do you mean by stage? Like Nate Diaz actually let him win?
Dude, you know how to fight. Anyone that knows how to fight.
It's not a fight. It's not a fight. It's a boxing match.
I know, but bro.
Think about it. Jake is picking an old man, Nate Diaz. Isn't that?
Bro, you're a street fighter, right? You've been in a lot of fights, right? In your life. You've been in a lot of street fights, right? You know when it's a real fight and when it's a fake fight. Motherfuckers that are behind the computer and never been in a fight, they believe that shit. I know you don't because you're a fucking fighter. I fought as well.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. When I watched the Jake Paul and Nate one, it looked a little fishy sometimes. But he's also old. He's also Jake. Probably, Jake can crack. Jake can crack.
You what?
Jake can box now. He's learned.
Bro, like on the 5th round, like all of a sudden Nate Diaz starts beating the shit out of him, but like just not enough so he doesn't fucking fall down.
Just say Woodley. Remember Woodley? Woodley stopped attacking Jake when he got him good. Do you remember that? There was a point where Woodley rocked Jake and he froze, and Woodley's instinct is to finish a fighter from MMA. So I was shocked. That looked very phony to me. I don't want to get sued, bro.
Okay, we'll talk after this, like what we cut out and stuff, man.
Yeah, no, I don't. The Nate Diaz, I can see it being phony, but the Woodley one looked very fucking fake to me. Because, like, dude,
yes.
That's a
Yeah,
long time ago. That was
and
years ago, right?
bro, when it happened, like I was with my homies, and like when people said it wasn't staged, I was like, bro, you obviously never been in a fight before. Are you fucking stupid? If you've never been in a fight, you believe it. If you know how a fight works, how you swing, you know, all
But then
that, like
again,
you can see through it in a fucking
what about
instant.
Floyd Mayweather and stuff? Do you think they fake it? Some
Bro,
people
I'm
say
not.
that.
Yeah, you think
Because
so?
like there's huge. I mean, think about it. If I made $100,000 a year and I'm, let's say 50,000 and I'm poor, or $40,000 a year, and they offered me 5 million to lose as a professional,
Yeah.
like, dude, who's
I
saying
mean,
no to
bro.
that?
I
And
mean,
what's
bro.
crazy is you cannot come out and say, I feel bad that I took a dive, because then everyone who bet and lost money
Mhm.
on you would try and put you to jail and beat you up. So the guy
Yeah.
who literally takes a dive, he is in the
Mhm.
scam just as much,
So he
right?
needs
So
to
he
move
can
to
never come
Ireland.
out. So yeah.
Yeah, he needs to move to Ireland. But I think you would say no to the 5 mil, bro, because you've been a millionaire for a long time. I've been a millionaire for a long time, man.
No, I
Like,
haven't. I'm not a millionaire. I'm on paper. I'm only on paper looking like a business millionaire. I'm not an
me too, me
actual
too. I'm
millionaire
not,
like
I'm not, I'm not, I'm
Panda
not.
and you.
Just flexing. I'm fake. I'm fake. I'm just talking
Oh, really?
to.
You're not those crypto guys? I know so many
Nah.
crypto guys. I know a
Mhm.
crypto dude who lives in a
Mhm.
shoe box, and then he showed me his wallet, and I'm like, holy shit!
Yeah, man. I live in hotels, man. What about you?
Why? What do you do?
Um, what do I do? I retired like 3 years ago, fam.
Is it
Mm,
crypto?
I've done a lot of stuff, man. Like
Like a criminal right now.
nah. I was a marketer for some crypto companies, you know,
Okay.
stuff like that. Yeah, man. But hotels, I don't know. What about you, bro? I see you bouncing around all over the place. You do Airbnbs, right? That's the only
Yeah,
difference between us.
the hotels is just for peace of mind, and if I get a
Yeah.
nice place, it's better Wi-Fi and stuff. But hotels, I can't stream,
Mm,
so I have to stay here. I don't want to get an
okay.
Airbnbs. I can't stream. It's like weak Wi-Fi, and I have to like figure it out and
Mm,
hire a team. So I literally stay at Panda's like a fucking bum right now. But when I choose a place, I'm either living in Miami or LA. I'm gonna have
yeah,
the
but
Zherka building
you're gonna
the Zherka
yeah,
show. Let's just do the Zherka
yeah.
show, my
With
place.
the background all fucking like swanked out for the video. You don't have that yet, right? I want to have
No,
that too, bro. It's
yeah,
like
I want a
sometimes,
professional setup. Yeah.
yeah, man. Yeah, me too, bro. Coming soon, man. Yeah,
All
man,
right.
Zherka.
How many hours was that?
Huh?
How many hours did we go for?
Fucking man. Was it 3 hours, bro?
Let's go. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, hell
man.
yeah. I was supposed to give you 1 hour. I give you three. All the topics. We got to do it again, bro. This is good shit.